I was fiddling around with the idea of recording video of podcasts, and I was trying to use webcams and things like that, but it's just impossible. Recording a podcast requires a certain sort of people management thing where everyone's got to be relaxed and everything like that. And when I discovered the notion of PTZ cameras, I went, oh, this is fantastic. The main thing about the BirdDog PTZ cameras and now the Flex is the fact that it all goes into the network, because I have 2 studios, so I can actually have with high-end computers in each one, so I can actually have a relaxed podcasting / recording of any kind of performance, and a lot of the hard work and more staff and more engineers can be hidden away in the other studio on the network, streaming, switching, doing whatever they need. So I love the fact that it's on the Ethernet using the NDI, and I love the fact that it's just high end, and I love the fact that I can then also record a podcast from my little nest here and still control 3 cameras, which is amazing.
Well, what's going on, everybody? Let me get started here, and hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us today. If and wherever you are, I'm excited because right now I've got Monte hanging out from what looks like the Link in Las Vegas.
It is, indeed.
That's pretty cool.
Still in the hotel room. I got my, I don't know, half a gallon of cold brew here this morning, whatever this happens to be. Yeah. It'll get me through the morning.
Okay, so you are at InfoComm. For those of you who don't know, that's right still?
That's right. Absolutely.
Awesome. And how's that been going?
Day 1 went well. We don't have our own official BirdDog booth at this particular show due to kind of doing our thing at NAB and ISE, of course, right? But we were lucky enough to have one of our U.S. distributors, Broadfield, kind of bring us into their booth. They've got a pretty cool little setup. They've got about a 20 by 20 with 7 or 8 other vendors. So some of our complementary products in the NDI world that are next to us and so forth. Like we've got Telestream on one side of us and Netgear on another other side of us, for example. We've got stuff kind of tied together and working. Nice. So it had some good conversations yesterday.
I was going to say, how did that end up working out? Because I know that we had talked about networking options and we had talked about Netgear being there, and then other people around in the booth, thinking that they might be able to utilize NDI and that sort of stuff. So whatever ended up happening there.
Yeah. We just ended up, with of course our little pod has an M4250 switch in it that you supplied to us from the office, and everyone else, it seems like, is running the same switch. We just linked everything together and
nice.
Kind of passing NDI back around between us.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. So that worked out. Did Netgear supply all of those for the other booths, or did everybody bring their own?
I think everyone brought their own,
That's hilarious.
Just in case, right? Like you can't depend on, on someone's UPS or FedEx shipment showing up. So depend on your own, and if it works out. And throughout the day on Tuesday during setup, we kind of just were running some cables back and forth to make sure it works. And if it worked, pull some carpet up and run some cables underneath it, or
so I was going to say, how much of the configuration do you know? Because I could get really nerdy here on the show.
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm still learning this stuff.
We'll wait for CJ, see if he knows anything. All right, what's going on? Is that NetHab asks, is that a $40 coffee?
Yeah, right. Especially in Vegas. Oh, geez. I think it was at least a $38 coffee, and then then a donut was an extra $6 or something, right?
Yeah, the prices are definitely out of this world, which is hilarious because then after NAB, they're like, "Wow, that show was super expensive," and I was like, "Yeah, but it's Vegas. I mean, it's just." That's exactly what it's going to be. They know they have a captive market, so
that's it. Exactly.
I was in Vegas a couple weeks ago, and a hamburger was $40. Good golly, where did you go?
I completely believe that. I had what was it? It was Monday evening. I got in Monday afternoon as CJ and Rob were coming in Monday evening. So I just ran down to the promenade here and got one of those sushi burrito things, right? And it was like I ended up with, like a sushi burrito and a beer was $45 or something.
Oh my word. Yeah, it's a captive audience, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I would never. Vegas isn't really my speed, and so I don't really have any reason to be there other than for a show. And and somebody's gonna have to cover my expenses while I'm there. So the guys, for the most part, at NAB were like, we went to eat with them basically. So that worked out well. But when you're there on your own, and I was there for a couple of days trying to set up, but ended up not getting to set up very much. We'll do better next year. You discover real quick how fast that goes. And I suspect I didn't go crazy with the, making sure I had 3 meals a day and all that stuff. I probably submitted food for 1 meal a day, and it was breakfast normally, but then just like a snack or something from the snack bar down the stairs there in the hall.
Yeah.
So that was an experience, to say the least. Hey, what's going on, Senseless? Good to see you, man. Welcome. To be fair, NetHab says the hamburger had potato chips on it. That's Caesar's Palace. Yeah, okay.
So it was a $15 hamburger and a $25 addition of chips.
Yeah, potato chips.
That's the way the 40 came out.
Yeah, they have the gold flakes on them. That makes it worth it, I guess. Well, awesome. So you've been in Vegas since Monday, is that right?
Yeah, Monday afternoon. So we kind of did our setup on Tuesday, and that went really well, nice and easy. And then went over the Global Partnership Alliance. The GPA is a group of AV integrators around the world that kind of get together and so forth. They had an event on Tuesday night that we went over and hung out at for a while.
Cool.
That went well. And then last night, Broadfield happened to host an event back at the Foundation Room at the top of Mandalay Bay again.
Yep.
Like they do at InfoComm, or like they do at NAB.
Right.
And had a good evening there as well. So good times.
Good. So it's been going all right. Nobody's gotten sick on the team yet.
Nobody's gotten sick yet. Beyond that, the interesting thing about the show this year is that what InfoComm decided to do, and it's probably something with the convention center agreement or something, but they're using the North Hall and the new West Hall.
Yeah.
Instead of North and Central, the way that other shows that usually are out here are kind of there. And the advantage of North and Central is that you're just across the hallway from each other. It's not a big deal to do that 2-minute hike across the hallway and you're in the other hall. This, on the other hand, it's a 15-minute excursion, and there's nothing in the middle other than hallway.
I did that walk on a Tuesday afternoon because I Googled. Well, someone was borrowing one of our cameras and they brought it over to our booth and they were like, "Hey, this thing's not working." So I put it on the bench and found out that it was just a setting. It wasn't anything serious or whatever. Put it on the bench, the podcast booth. Yeah. So I turned my this computer into a support machine, basically, which it doesn't normally do that. But anyways, I downloaded the stuff and got it all going, and then looked them up on my phone. I was like, all right, where is their booth? And it said West Hall. And I was like, huh.
Where's West
all right.
Hall?
So I put this P4K under my shoulder. Well, if I had known. And then I got all the way over there and I walked through the hall, and then I looked again. I went to the NAB website and they were in Central Hall, like 4 rows over from us.
Oh, man.
So I was gone for 45 minutes for a trip that should have taken like 5. And
you got your steps in that day.
I 100% got my steps in. Matter of fact, I was walking towards West Hall and my Apple Watch was like, "It looks like you're out for a walk." And I was like, "Yes, I will start that exercise." Yeah. Like, it looks like you're carrying 15 pounds in your arms. Yeah. Would you like to start your exercise? Anyway, so yes, I got my steps in that day for sure. It's a beautiful hall, but why it has to be so far away? And there's no moving sidewalks or anything like that. It's all
exactly. Yeah. And I understand the need for it, especially for some of the other shows and events and stuff like that out here. But if you're going to use 2, there's no reason to use those 2.
Yeah,
in my opinion, it's kind of like if they need to, if some big event is coming, if a big insurance trade show is coming into town and they're going to use Central and South or something, and they want someone else to use west to be away from it, over the weekend, then it makes sense.
Right.
But yeah, spread out, and it doesn't seem. I know whenever I'm looking at the InfoComm website and the map right now, there's, they kind of tried to group things together. I mean, in the North Hall where we're at, you do have a lot of the display manufacturers,
Right.
Samsung, LG, Sharp, Sharp NEC. Those guys are all there, and then there's the West Hall, and there's manufacturers that make multiple things, and it's kind of like, where do you put them? So there's
Yep.
really no no cohesiveness on what's necessarily in one hall or the other.
Are the other two halls empty, or is there no other show going on?
I haven't seen any other traffic in the other halls.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it is a little bit weird that they put you so far apart. Maybe they wanted the new hall. It's pretty much brand new, right? And then but yeah, it is quite a hike. Like, you have to decide, like, after lunch we're going to head over to that side of Vegas, because it is quite the walk.
Myself and CJ and Rob actually discussed that a little bit, that we don't need three of us at our little pod
Sure.
in the booth that we're in this week. So we're going to kind of break up this afternoon and go walk around a bit individually, and
Nice.
Yep, go make the hike, see some folks and shake some hands as well. So
now InfoComm is generally focused on AV guys, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's a primary focus. But I mean, as we all know, the world has, for a lot of years in my background of coming from the AV side, we were always saying that the AV and the IT are converging together, and and figuring that stuff out. And now over here at BirdDog, I'm definitely seeing the broadcast and production space and streaming space injecting itself into even the Pro AV side of things.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Just the conversations we're having around people not wanting the inexpensive, satisfactory option for a camera in a meeting room anymore.
Right.
And I get it. There's the meeting spaces that have, that seat 3 or 4 or 5 people. And, there's plenty of brands of stuff out there that those little webcam type things work great for. But if you're going to have a room full of, $1 million decision makers and stuff, and you're trying to broadcast this thing out on a board of directors meeting or a quarterly earnings type of event or something, let's make them look good.
Yeah.
Let's put some good cameras in there, possibly even some additional lighting and some other things, some audio, and really kind of, increase that space to capture the audience's attention.
It's so funny because it seems to me that there are like, in the spaces where it didn't really matter, like, it was really cool to have a webcam and a microphone in a conference room, and you could connect 2 conference rooms on the other side, us in Australia together, and everybody could have a meeting together. Like, that was like a while ago, that, and not too far in the distant past, that was, revolutionary. But now it's like, we really want high quality images, and we want it to feel like we're there. We don't want our president to look like he's on a 1080p Logitech camera. Not that that's a bad thing, but we want it to look, like, and I wonder how much of people's exposure to great, lenses and all that, so like, their expectations are kind of probably already pretty high going into these conversations these days. So it's like, how do we make it better? How can we make it better? And then how do we fiscally do this to where we're not just completely blowing out the budget? So yeah, I could totally get why those conversations are happening more and more, and the crossover between the broadcast realm and the AV guys. InfoComm, to me, from what I understood of it, I'd never gone. What I understood was it was primarily the AV space, and so, like, those were the conversations you're going to have. But if you're having conversations that are the crossover, that's actually really a fascinating discovery. Is first of all, to register and get into InfoComm, is it comparable to NAB? Is it cheaper? Is it, what's the draw for people?
From an attendee standpoint?
Yeah.
I mean, more than likely, the majority of attendees are probably getting in free. Almost every vendor that's displaying and showing has a free registration code.
Got it.
they've been advertising that on their website or their email blasts or whatever for weeks and weeks. So
Yeah.
we all know that just to get here to Vegas and stay here for 2 or 3 or 4 days or whatever is going to cost you a bunch of money in the first place.
Right.
So getting the draw to get people in. Of course, the InfoComm side of stuff there is probably at least a 50 or 60% focus on display technology. Whether in this year in particular, every company has some type of an LED wall that they're showing off. It is so much more prolific than it seems like it has been in the past. But still, flat panels and projection is still a big part of the event as well. So the display side of it's always been there.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's like as the collaboration side of things, for a lot of years, the way I've kind of looked at it is that, that it's this device right here, right? That created the acceptance of corporate communication, i.e. video calls and stuff like that,
right,
of a certain level and quality to be accepted. If you knew that that grandma and grandpa could call their grandkid and see them on an iPad or an iPhone or whatever else, they didn't really care what the quality was. It looked good enough and it was accepted. And that's where I think that, like, that's how Zoom and Teams and Skype back in the day and everybody else really kind of, cemented themselves in this expectation. And now we're transitioning into the, I don't want it to look like a phone call. I don't want it to look like an iPhone call anymore,
right.
And I want it to look better. And to the point that we do, we make great devices that, for podcasts and little streaming, things that are then posted back up on YouTube and Twitch and everything else. And it's like, people see that and they go, I think I want my video calls to look a little better.
Right.
And this expectation of things being more of a production feel instead of Monte sitting in his hotel room with the lamp on off of webcam.
And even if you can bring people in, like, that's like the evolution of this show, like it started in my office at home. It was on a Canon RP, a mirrorless camera, and I was bringing that in. But before that, I was using just on like a stand, I was using a P100, and like it's like slowly progressed. Now I've got P200 on the shelf, but I've done a lot of coloration, done a lot with the lighting, pretty expensive microphone. Like it evolves over time. And then when people say, like, I like the way your show looks, what does it take to kind of get that off the ground? Then you have a laundry list of things that you can just give them basically and say, well, here's what we use. And like I said, it depends. It depends exactly what you want to go for, but it's the conversation we have with a lot of churches in the help desk is like, we don't want this to look like it's a camera in the balcony, and it's all overexposed and we're just watching it from the bird's eye view. We actually want this to look like it's intentional and that we can follow people with cameras and what have you. So yeah, it's been a very interesting evolution, if you will.
Yeah. I think you've seen some internal emails on our side, but I see BirdDog having a place at this show next year on our own. Maybe not a massive, not necessarily the 20 by 40 size booth that we need at the NAB because of traffic, but there is an advantage to having even a 20 by 20 on our own. Set up appropriately. And divide it out into kind of what we do and how we do it, so that we can also be perhaps in a little better space,
right?
Maybe around some other complementary products and stuff, so we get a little more cross flow.
Yeah.
Nothing against the location we're at now, but we're right behind a major camera manufacturer, and they have this. I don't know what it is, probably like a 30 by 60 booth with 12-foot walls all the way around it.
Oh my word.
So we're like behind the Great Wall of China type of thing. You
can't
hardly find us unless you come looking for us. So,
well, if everyone's putting up those LED walls too, like those things, they're just the ones at NAB were pretty obstructive in terms of being able to see across and see
absolutely.
What vendors are there. So you'd have to know where you were going. Now that didn't seem to slow the traffic down at all at our booth. Right. Because we were drinking from the fire hose for 3 days.
Exactly.
But
So
awesome. Well, snap some photos with your phone there so we can see
yep.
what's going on at InfoComm this year, and I'll share those on the show if you send those over. So that'd be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Now I know you kind of had a commitment here, so I don't want to
Yep, we
keep
got
you
to head
too much.
over. The
But
show starts in about 40 minutes or so, so we got to get back over and power everything up and get
awesome.
ready for the day.
Well, have a great show. Thank you so much for jumping in. Really appreciate
For
it,
sure.
man. It's
For sure.
I love this. I recognize the room because
Right.
for 2 days I stared at that wallpaper while I sat in bed watching.
It,
My TV remote didn't work, so that was also
oh
also
God.
pretty awesome.
Okay. Yeah. I have no soap or shampoo here.
Oh no.
You know, it was like, do I call or do I just use the bar soap that was left?
Well, how many more days are you leaving? Friday or Saturday, or when do you leave?
Saturday morning. Yeah,
Okay.
there was only like a really late one out on Friday evening for me to get back to New Mexico. And it just being that we do have to break some stuff down and box it back up and get it shipped back to Detroit, for example, right? So I didn't want to have to push that. So CJ and I are staying around till Saturday morning.
Yeah, my family and I are taking a trip, and we have a layover in Vegas. And I was like, well, this would be a good flight experience for the kids bouncing down into Vegas because it's always super bumpy.
Yeah.
And then, but we're not staying very long. It's only 2 hours. Then we're going on from there.
And then back
but all the options coming back were all that, basically the red eye. And I was like, oh, this will be fun with a 4-year-old. See how that goes. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah,
you know?
pack some Benadryl.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And some maybe some. I don't know, sleepy meds for me at least. Maybe for him, but who knows?
Yeah.
Awesome. Exactly. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And we'll let you get on with it. Have a great show.
Thanks so much. We'll talk later, soon.
Monte. Yep. Bye. Awesome. Well, it's good to check in with Monte. That's awesome. He is one of our newer employees here at BirdDog, and he's a channel manager here in the US, and he's been tearing it up. So we're really excited and fortunate to have him on our team. So good stuff. Yeah, cool. So all right, let me catch up in the chat here. Not a whole lot going on here this morning so far, so that's good. NetHab is back here. Hey, once the Dante add-on comes out, I assume you're talking Dante for hardware. You will be very popular at InfoComm. Those commercial AV guys have been getting into Dante lately. And as they say in Europe, Dante, because every time they say that to me, I'm like, wait, is it Dante, or is it Dante? Anyways, somebody will have to correct me. Do you swallow the E when you say the name or no? Throwing that out there. Somebody educate me, please. Have a good time, Monte. Sorry, a little late on that, Balu, but I think he understands your sentiment. Awesome. All right. Well, as promised, there's nobody else in the green room right now. So as promised, we're going to tear it up with with BoldDAC. We've already done this one. Actually, this is the corn flavor because we have officially been through all of the packs that Beep Chirp. We've sampled all the packs that Beep Chirp sent. And so today we've got a bowl of corn. Let me see if I can switch my camera over, and I also don't know how this camera's positioned, so bear with me. Okay, that's pretty good. So here is BoldDAC, and I've also got these Japanese Happy Snacks, which that doesn't sound shady at all. So we're going to give those a go. I can push this off to the side here and include those in the shot. But yeah, so here's the spice, or I'm sorry, yeah, that's the spice, and this is the flavoring. So let's give this a try. Everybody wish me luck. Now, I've had the corn before. I enjoyed it. It was, wait a minute, I ripped it along the line, and it definitely didn't open. Okay, so let's try that again, I guess. We need to make a phone call to quality control over there at the ramen factory. All right, so there we go. Get that, put that over here. Now, I always get this stinking sauce on my fingers. Ooh, that smells good. I'm also a little bit nervous. I'm going to rip this, and it's going to be everywhere one day, all over me, and that would suck to have spicy ramen sauce all over your shirt or something. So we're going to put that over here. This is the first time I think I have not gotten hot sauce on my hands. And yeah, let's mix this up. Let's see how this goes. That is not really super appealing yet. I'll keep mixing, but let's switch this back to this this shot. We'll go from there. All right, here we go. I don't know. It doesn't really smell like corn, but maybe I don't. Maybe I have a different corn expectation. Not really too sure. I put too much spice on there. Something you should know is that the guys are in the office, Balu and Brayton, and they are also partaking. Brayton is supposed to be doing the curry one that we did last week, and so good luck, bud. And I don't know. I think Balu was doing chicken flavored corn. Balu was doing cheese this week, so I can really only stomach this once a week. But we do what we can. Oh, what is going on, Clayton?
Hey, man. Hey, everybody.
So, for those of you who don't know, this is Senseless. And he is at home working on tickets today, but also avoiding the partaking of the ramen. So
I am.
Thanks for jumping
in.
in.
I feel like I've become like a bit of a stream villain because earlier this week was talking about like my personal preference on food.
It's true.
And like how much it bothers you guys. But I will say I'm pretty aggressive with my opinions.
All right, I won't comment there because I'll get in trouble. But and also Balu says
I
cheese.
I said it.
I mean, yeah. So Senseless has had a broader palate than some of us here in the office, so he has tried more of the options that are offered around town. We'll put it that way, especially when it comes to chicken wings, which is the thing that we were getting after the other day.
I'm very passionate about chicken wings. Like I've eaten a lot of wings, and I like testing all the different places that I can, not just in the area, but whenever I go to a bar or a city or whatever, I do my best to try and grab some wings when I'm there. Or if it's known for local cuisine, right? Like if I go to Texas, I try to get barbecue. If I, that kind of thing. So yeah, I just like food. I'm a foodie for sure.
Well, that's okay. Everybody has their thing. I would like to be a foodie, but I don't feel like, again, I have a sophisticated enough palate to. You claim to enjoy your taste buds, whereas I like destroy my taste buds. So all right, we've updated.
The ramen that we have is good.
We've updated your name tag to reflect the correct.
Yeah. All right. It's fine with me.
Sounds like Senseless is connected to the wrong microphone.
Ooh, might be.
He might be. It is a little echoey, but there's also a dog in the background. So let's see if he can change it up. I think you may have to change the input inside StreamYard. I don't know if it'll let you, but
I just changed it to.
Yeah. Oh, yep. That's a lot different.
Cool.
A lot different.
Yeah, I don't know why, but most Windows programs default to the mic in here instead of my Yeti mic. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, I deal with it everywhere I go. And I can't hear myself, so I'm glad you guys caught that. Otherwise, I would have sounded like crap this entire time. But yeah. All right. How is it, John?
Well, I know I like the corn, but I've stopped bringing beverages in here while I do this. So I feel like that's the next level, right? You like deal with the pain.
Just get some pipeline punch.
Trying the Buldak spicy monster. Spicy current ramen today, and Brayton approves. So there you go. Are those the Steel series?
Yeah, this is. I think this is the Arctis 7 headset. Maybe there's just so many headphones, man.
Seriously,
there's just so many of them.
Those aren't the ones that you have here, right? Those Sonys that you have here.
No. Okay. The reason why I actually like these, and why I will do my best to make these last as long as humanly possible. I've taken care of these better than any other headset I own. They're just very light. That's the reason I love them. I forget I'm wearing them. And they sound fine. I'm just not an audiophile. Like I'm that guy that, like my buddy Corey, he's got HD audio files and these really nice headphones and stuff. And he's had me like, listen to this one. And I'm just like, it just sounds like music. I don't know. My ears are dumb. I have dumb ears. I just don't, so I don't really care about audio quality is just not really an issue for me. I just don't care. So it's all about comfort for me.
You just need to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I actually am getting used to not hearing myself like in the monitor. Whereas in Wirecast, it would feed it back, but also slightly delayed. And so you learn to talk over yourself just so you can hear, but it's not fun. So I obviously prefer this than the other because
I've never heard myself in stream before. That would be very distracting.
Yeah, it is a little distracting. However, it's nice to know that you can hear what you sound like. And so then if you're on the wrong mic or whatever, then it's like fine. It'd be great if there was like a way just to toggle that. So you could check, but then which I guess you could watch the stream and then just find out what you sound like.
Well, I guess for me, I do everything through OBS whenever I stream.
Yeah.
And so I just set all my sources up ahead of time. And so I just don't, it's kind of a set it and forget it thing. So, but yeah, I can't stand hearing myself. That's awful.
It's true. Wait, Bali, you're doing 9 times next paycheck? Somehow I find that highly unlikely given that some of the packets that we've eaten that are not super spicy, you have decided not to participate in.
Wait, is he possibly talking about a SteelSeries headset though?
Oh, I was like 9 times Bulldog. I don't even know if that exists.
The Arctis 9X is a SteelSeries headset.
I see.
Sorry, Balu. John's an old man.
I am an old man. I'm in the middle of eating a very spicy bowl of ramen.
I'm looking at it now. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna pull this up too just to see.
Oh yeah.
What we got going on here.
Oh, okay. So you're getting one that's specific to the Xbox, Balu.
Let's find out.
Or it's. I mean, it says the word Xbox 9 times in it, and it's like features. So I'm guessing you're getting it for the Xbox.
Can it be used for other things though?
That is what I don't know.
It's currently out of stock. Yep, Xbox. He says.
Okay.
Interesting.
One thing I love about this headset is it has a USB-C receiver.
Yeah.
And so I can plug it into my Switch. I can plug it into like anything with a USB-C and then boom, sends audio. So I've done it to our TV at night when Caitlin is trying to sleep and I want to watch something that's louder. The Switch is pretty cool. So I really like that a lot. That USB-C adapter is really cool.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. Arctis is great. Been very happy. Arctis 7.
Ooh. See, I don't know anything about gaming headsets, so that's outside of my realm. Years ago, I found the Audio-Technica M50Ss, and I stuck with that driver basically ever since. I did buy some open back headphones, which was great for VR gaming because like spatial awareness and spatial sound and whatever. But in general, if I'm flying on an airplane, I have that set that has the blue inlay that I did like D-Brand, if you know who they are.
Oh yeah.
So D-Brand did an inlay for the Audio-Technica M50s, just in general, the fleet, and you can buy like the coloration or whatever. So I filled in the logo with like a blue sticker, basically. Anyways, it was great, and they haven't failed me yet. Whereas the open back ones started to pull out, like the cable's not detachable, and so it's starting to like fray and whatever. These ones are M40s, which are good enough for monitoring. I mean, I don't need to be too uptight about what it sounds like, other than I need to know what it sounds like.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Marquez Brownlee on YouTube, then you know D-Brand. He talks about D-Brand all the time. Back when I worked at Apple, I had a Android phone.
Yep.
I want to say it was the HTC M8. I don't know, 1.8, something like that. I don't know, something like that.
Yep.
And I didn't want to put it in a case because it was really pretty and everything. So I bought a D-Brand like skin for it.
Right.
And it lasted the whole 2.5 years I had that phone.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, there's stuff there. I'm a huge fan of D-Brand. So
awesome. I haven't been on their site in a while. I purchased one for an iPad, like a back, because the back of my iPad got scratched really bad. So I bought like a carbon fiber type of look to it, and that looked pretty nice.
One of my favorite things from them is they came out with a shield for the PS5, like a new design for the shield.
Yeah.
And Sony was like trying to, I think, sue them. Somebody was coming out. I think it was Sony. And on their website, they came out with a 2.0 version, and it literally says on the website, "Checkmate, lawyers." It just cracks me up.
That's hilarious.
So egregiously talking crap in public. I love it. So
might as well. They're going to get embroiled in a legal battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Monte sent me this. That is quite a small booth compared to what we had at NAB, and they are literally behind another camera manufacturer. I don't know who that could be, who has giant walls all the way around them as to obstruct the view of everyone else. But yeah, there you can see Netgear's little spot and BirdDog's little table. And that is the booth at InfoComm, which would be a stark contrast. This is Glenn, who is at InfoComm. He's from Broadfield. Great guy if you get a chance to meet him and shake his hand. And a really good integrator, like when it comes to thinking through how things will actually work in the real world. Glenn's your guy. So yeah, there you go. Face to a name. I know that was really exciting for everybody.
It's a great picture.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically just a toss-up. But anyways, they're having fun over there. So Microsoft is being like Apple, making crap difficult. What is this? Oh, if you get the regular ones, I can't use them with Xbox. Only PC and PlayStation. So you have to get the Xbox like proprietary, and then does it work with all three, or is it PC and Xbox and not PlayStation? Because that would be stupid marketing. But yeah, weird. Oh, and Brayton said he's also trying coffee right after, and it definitely does not relieve anything. No, it makes it worse.
Oh yeah, coffee would, right?
Coffee with spice definitely makes it worse. So
because it's like water. I think it just makes it spread.
It's hot water on spicy food. Not a good idea.
It's hot water.
Yeah,
yep. It's true.
Hey, if you want to talk tickets while you're here, we certainly could. If you had anything that was worthy of chatting about,
for sure.
Keep that open.
I can't escape them already. So
it's true.
Bring them on.
For those of you who have questions, feel free to reach out. Now you have. So Clay is the primary ticket agent in North America, and so he
terrifying prospect, but yes.
Handles like 90% of the incoming tickets, and then the rest of us do what we can. But yeah, that's if you've submitted a ticket in the last year, Clay has likely been one of the guys at least to coordinate your ticket, if not answer. So
I also just do what I can, to be clear.
He is becoming the next me version of me.
Oh,
there you go.
John.
There's a title I'm sure you wanted.
You should not be that, I don't know, crude on camera.
It's true.
Don't be that crude. Don't be that cruel. That'd be like me telling somebody that they're going to be the next me. Nobody wants this, John.
I'm just saying. Stick at it long enough.
Ooh, hey. Check out my shirt.
Learn all the stuff. Nice. Wait, hang on. I need to put that shirt up again.
So I designed a board game, and this was the first name of it.
Nice. The first name, Apocalypse?
Alpacalypse. Yes. Now it's called Godspeed, but it was our friend Adam's idea to have the world taken over by alpaca.
I actually have the Godspeed video here. If
we don't need to play the Godspeed video, John.
We could play the trailer.
You've played the trailer so many times. That trailer, 90% of its plays have come from this stream.
Wait, that can't be true. Let's look up the plays on YouTube.
When you first brought me onto the team, at like the first like 3 or 4 streams, you just played the trailer.
Yep.
It's like, what are you doing?
Let's
What are you doing?
Let's see where it is. Is it still up here? Is the game, first of all, is the game still for sale?
I don't know, because I know that we either sold out of it or we came close to selling out of it.
Right.
But I'm gonna be honest. It's been so long.
Yep.
Let me check their website, because if it was still available, it would probably only be available on their website. And
Pandasaurus Games, everybody. So the cinematic trailer for Clay's board game, literally his name is on the box. It has 551 views. The Tom Vassell, if you know who that is, his review of the game has 27,000 views.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
You got some traction there from Tom, that's for sure.
That's probably true. Yeah, it's still in stock on their website, $60.
There you go.
So yeah, pandasaurusgames.com.
Done and done.
But yeah. I mean, we're really proud of it. It turned out really well. It's fun. I've played it a lot. I played it way too much. If I didn't think it was fun, I wouldn't have made it.
Well, yeah, and it would have probably not got past development. So
yeah. People have been enjoying it for sure.
Yeah.
But it used to be called Alpacalypse. And it's actually funny. The owner of the company he co-owns it with his wife, and his wife, before meeting us, he like told her, it's like, hey, I've got this really fun game that I tried out by these guys. Their prototype is good. It's called the Alpacalypse. And she shot it down. Like before even playing it, she's like, absolutely not. We're not making that. She thought that the game was called Alpaca Space Lips.
There's your spinoff, Kissing Alpaca Lips.
Oh yeah, see, like that. What timing? Crazy timing. So she thought that we made some weird party game about the lips of alpacas or something.
That's great.
And so
we 100% will not be showing this or playing this game.
No, my God, no.
That's a shame. That's a shame it wasn't about that.
Yeah, but once she played it, she got her hands on it. She actually really liked it a lot.
But she made you change the name.
Yeah.
Who came up with Godspeed?
Nathan, the owner of Pandasaurus. It was kind of, all respect to them. They kind of had a meeting with us, and they're like, look, we're getting feedback that the game is fun. People like playing it, but they don't understand the theme and they don't get the name. And they told us, they're like, if you care about your artistic vision more than the game possibly being a success,
right,
we will move forward and we will make Alpacalypse, and that'll be what it is called. And we will honor your guys's, vision for this game,
right?
Which I gained a lot of respect from them for, because they could have very easily been like, we're not doing that, and it's our way or the highway. And so
that's how I treat you in the office.
Yes,
Clay.
Yes,
we're not doing that. It's my way or the highway. So back to your office you go.
That's the sentence you say to me is, back to your office you go. Yeah.
Oh, good times. Hey, CJ did send us this a little better shot of the little more of the product line, but that is the booth, all of it. Whereas that would have been the island, the smallest island we had at NAB. So they have put a lot on that little table.
That PF-120 is going to struggle to output a good video right now.
It's true. That it's going to struggle. Wait, and they got the 4K, P4K showing on the screen. So it looks like they're decoding on an HDMI, perhaps 4K HDMI. I know they're using a 4250 because I gave it to them. But then keyboard, this is a P120 probably, and a P4K. Yeah, this is just a show. This is not plugged in. I think they have the ability to plug 4 or 5 items in and like actually show them powering up and being used. But like decoders, this is a flex in it's a flex out. And so you need a monitor to show that working. So you'd have to swap all this out. But anyways, and there's Glenn again in the background. I don't know who the guy is next to him, but there's Glenn. He's everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Yep. Yeah, and he reaches out to you, and we reach out to him, and
No, yeah. Shout out to Glenn. He's good guy.
yes.
Good guy, Glenn. That's what we call him.
You?
I do.
Oh.
What do you call him, John?
Call him Glenn?
You call him get back to your office? Is that just like a standard
No.
thing for you?
Usually when he calls me, I say, there is a good chance that you legitimately have a real deal problem, because he doesn't call me if he doesn't. Here it is. Pandasaurus, everybody. Look at that.
Hey.
Look at that premium. Look at those premium game pieces. Look at this. Look, the best games of 2020 made by, if you want to be view 552,
we do not
it's
need to watch it
available.
right now. I've seen it so many times.
Godspeed requires your attention, but won't abuse your nerves. It's just the right level of nerve-wracking.
Won't abuse your nerves. Thanks.
That's what you want on your promo site.
I like that.
Well, it won't abuse your nerves. That's like, how is it like working for John Knutson? Well, he won't abuse your nerves.
Dude, the Man versus Meeple video was so frustrating for us because they just completely did not read the rule book and play the game incorrectly. And oh gosh, man, they were frustrating. They were very frustrating.
It looks like this is the one that you care about, the Dice Tower.
Yes.
Yeah, Dice Tower. Dice Tower is, that's Glenn. Oh, that's right. That's the picture of Glenn's son, everybody. I forgot. Hey, CJ, how's it going? CJ's watching inconspicuously while he's on the floor at InfoComm.
Scroll down a little bit more and you could see the game spread. So that's everything that's in the box.
Yeah,
right
it is a lot, dude. That thing showed up and I tried to pick it off the porch and I literally needed like one of those box movers that the FedEx guys use.
Yeah.
Good golly. I had to haul it up the stairs. It was so heavy.
Yeah. So when Adam started designing this, he did it without me in the very beginning. And then I sort of organically came on to
you mean elbowed your way in?
Actually, no, he invited me in, because we were just kind of hanging out. We were playing a lot of games at that point. We were sort of really getting into the hobby.
Yep.
And after I joined the team, I got a nickname from Adam, and he calls me Component Clayton because I just keep adding components and adding components and so. When Adam, to put in perspective, prior to me joining the team to make this with Adam, the game consisted of, I think, like 30 cards.
Oh my goodness.
So Component Clayton strikes again.
Yeah, that is a whole lot of things then that you have added to this.
Now, I don't want to say that I added all those components. It's just like I came on and I would have an idea, or Adam would have an idea. And I always fell into the camp of like, just add a component to the game to do it. And so Adam came up with maybe more to this. I think Adam is the mastermind behind Godspeed, and I'm more of I'm definitely the Robin to his Batman.
I love that under additional information, the weight is listed first.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, heads up.
7 pounds.
It's going to be over 7 pounds when it shows up.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's no joke.
It is a heavy game.
It's a lot. Yeah. So proud of it, though.
That's good stuff, man. We're all very impressed.
Hey, thanks.
It's, to me, I never thought I would know somebody that made a board game. I had family that used to go on the Dice Tower cruise and go and play a whole bunch of new games.
I really want to go on it.
You definitely should. I think it would be right up at least your alley. I can't imagine your wife is super into this like you are, but it should be something that like we crowdfund and send you and Adam for a week and you guys just go and hang out on the Dice Tower cruise and see parts of Mexico and play a whole bunch of games. I feel like you've earned it at this point.
Yeah, Caitlin likes games. She plays games.
Yeah. Would she commit
But-
to a week at sea
So
to play board games?
we've actually talked about the Dice Star cruise.
Yeah.
It's a true cruise.
Yes, it is.
So, like, if you go on it, you can just do cruise things if you want.
Right.
And so the plan right now is to possibly go with a couple friend of ours.
Nice.
And our wives, well, my wife
I know
is
which friend
girlfriend,
that you're talking about.
they can go be outside in the sun, like near the water or whatever.
On the beach, like crazy folks.
Yeah, and I will play board games for 12 hours a day.
There you go. The
Yeah.
Dice Tower Cruise 2023.
And it's actually not that expensive either. Like if you're looking for a vacation idea, it's really not that bad. I want to say that like some of these smaller rooms, like $1,000.
That's pretty good.
And it's a 7-day cruise, I think.
Yep,
And it's
yep.
all inclusive and all that good stuff. And so
Look at that, though. 2 people in a balcony room. It's
yeah, $2,600.
26. That's on par for a cruise. It's
Yeah.
the ship. It's dang it, Royal
I think it's Carnival, right?
Carnival. No, here, Independence of the Seas.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna be
So Royal
Norwegian?
Caribbean.
Norwegian. Whoa, enough of that. You won't believe what's sailing your way.
Dude, I love
Wait, in
advertising videos.
2018. What the?
This is an old video.
This
But look
is
at
a
that bad boy.
720p video. Oh, there we go. That's a little better.
But yeah,
2018 is quite a few years ago now.
I definitely do want to go on this thing eventually. There's an escape room on board. That's pretty
Oh
fun.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
these ships are designed for younger couples and families and Royal Caribbean. Okay. So yeah, that would be a good cruise because Royal does it pretty well.
Yeah, and they've been doing it for years, and they've
Yep.
ironed out a lot of kinks, and they've taken a lot of feedback from people. And it's from what I understand, people that go on this thing, they swear by it. There
Yeah.
are couples that go on it every year. Like,
That's so
without
crazy.
without fail. It's like what they do once a year. It's pretty great. So I would like to go. We talked about going next year, but it's our 10-year anniversary next year.
Boom.
And
Done.
So I don't know if this will be what we want to do for it. Me sneaking away for a whole week while on our vacation to do my hobby for our 10-year anniversary is probably not her idea. Probably shouldn't be my idea either, celebrating our 10-year anniversary. So maybe not next year, but maybe the year after. I don't know. It just depends on funds, how much money we have.
Yeah, well, we'll see how hard you work.
I'm about to say, John, give me more money so I can do more things.
Hint, hint. Yeah. Why doesn't this scroll? This really annoys me that it's not. Oh, here. Okay. So I'm looking for pandas or no, whatever your Stegosaurus games are. They're not a sponsor?
Yeah. It's Pandasaurus Games. Probably not. Pandasaurus Games is a pretty small publisher in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, okay.
And it's good to remember that there are, hundreds of publishers.
Yeah.
They're just a dime a dozen. And so these guys are really only going to have sponsors from huge publishers, Lucky Duck Games, Strongholds. I'm guessing maybe CGE is in there.
This is
I
cool.
wonder actually who else would be in there.
Wouldn't it be cool if your game was here?
That is that's TI. It would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious if you scroll through a gallery of board games, how many I would just know off the top of my head.
This one is Rebellion.
That's Star Wars Rebellion. Yeah, it's the 2-player Star Wars game. That is Las Vegas. That looks like it's a West Kingdom game, or it's a Shem Phillips game. It's one of the Shem Phillips titles. It looks like it's either Paladins. I think it's Paladins of the West Kingdom, maybe. It could be that's Raiders. That's Raiders of the North Sea, maybe.
Oh my goodness!
It's a Shem Phillips title.
I'm going to go say you're 3 for 3. if you're ballparking it already,
I know it's a Shem Phillips title. That's all I know. That one's a bit of like blocked. I can't really see what it is.
Yeah, there's these figurines mostly and cards.
Yeah, I can't tell that one.
It looks like that guy's losing. Oh, boxcars.
That's Ticket to Ride.
Oh, Ticket to Ride. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ticket to Ride. That's a good one. You see these old train guys.
Yep. Oh, that's People.
That's not a board game.
It's people in the water.
And food.
Gotta love food.
All right. Well, that looks like fun. So chip you out on that, man.
Gosh, I need to go on it so badly.
Yeah, you'd probably enjoy it. You'd probably make a whole bunch of friends, and then all of a sudden you'll be creating another board game.
We are actually. We're still working on another one.
Well, haven't heard anything about it. So what's going on?
Well, it was paused because of the pandemic, and we recently have reconnected and tried, and we're trying to get it moving again. So
it says there is a party game where you wear plastic lips.
Yeah,
that's probably what you thought you were up to.
Shut your mouth.
You actually know what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, boy, I am learning so much about you.
Look up. I think it's called Shut Your Mouth. I'm almost positive. Hold on.
Hang on 1 second.
Shut your mouth.
It is a board game.
Oh, watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth?
Watch your mouth. Basically, you have this plastic. It's like a.
Oh no, that's the thing that like stretches your mouth,
yes.
Right? No, he's talking about you like put them in and there's like these plastic lips that are like over your face. Let's just Google plastic.
Oh, that one I don't know. I just know about shut your mouth or watch your mouth.
Plastic surgery? Oh no. I'm finding all sorts of things that I don't appreciate. Yeah, watch your mouth. I don't watch mouth.
I have seen some people play that game, and it is one of the most disgusting things I've ever witnessed.
I showed that to my wife one time. I was like, "Oh, look at this game," and she's like, "That sounds like an absolute nightmare."
Yeah,
like
I don't want to see that much of anyone's mouth.
No. Let's see here. Balu, make an outside game where you connect a hose to an alpaca and the alpaca spits on you if you do something wrong. or is that a llama?
No, alpacas spit. Llamas, I don't believe spit. But I know alpacas spit because we actually had in our original alpaca game before it was Godspeed, we had flavor text on a lot of our cards, and one of them was weaponized spitting. So your military power was enhanced if you had weaponized spitting. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Well, glad you had me on the show, John.
For sure.
Just talked about board games for half an hour.
You know that if I'm going to have Stream Villain on, we're going to talk about board games because he made one. And I don't think anybody's seen you yet. If I go away this summer, I'm going to task you with hosting this show. So.
Oh my gosh.
Also, I promised on Tuesday that I would do this and whatever this mysterious thing is. And I have a Japanese Happy Snack sticker. So it's full circle here today.
I recently found out about, and I'm sure that there's tons of things like this because now subscription boxes are just all the rage. But I recently found out about a subscription box that is specifically Japanese snacks that are imported from Japan. And so, okay, from here it looks like a banana popsicle or something, like a lemon or a banana popsicle, but it's not cold, right? That's like a puff.
Yeah, it is a Funyun tube.
Oh, okay. It's like a puff.
Yeah, it is definitely. It doesn't smell like a Funyun.
No, it wouldn't smell like much of anything. They never do.
It's actually kind of like a sweet smell to it.
Do you have any of that salt around?
Oh, good golly. We have some. Well, maybe. I don't know if the guys got rid of it or not. All right, here we go.
Is it seaweed flavor? I bet it's seaweed flavor.
Oh, gosh. Oh, it's terrible. Oh.
Oh, I love it, dude.
Oh, man, that's so bad.
What a visceral reaction you're having.
It definitely tastes like corn, which is what the picture is.
Why is it so bad then? I love corn.
It's like if you took corn, dehydrated it, ground it up into a fine powder, and then like dusted it down your throat. That's what it tastes like. Dude,
I'm in. That sounds delicious.
Oh, gosh.
Crush that over some salad. Have some corn salad.
Not good. That is terrible. Oh, geez. I'm going to hold on that. Let's hope this is a little better than that.
I love how much you hated that. That's amazing.
It's horrible. Jeez.
I think it sounds delicious.
I think you should come and eat the other one that's in the pantry. Okay, this might be better. It's a dusty popsicle, dusty sucker that has some sort of white, strange white powder in the bag.
Oh no.
Definitely has the consistency of the type of movie understanding of cocaine. So we might need to like get a mirror or something and put this on a line to
I
use.
like that description. A movie understanding of cocaine.
Well, that's my only understanding of cocaine. That's why
That's my only understanding of cocaine. I've never seen cocaine before.
So it definitely looks like it could be wrapped in saran wrap tightly and sold in large quantities of a pound or more. But anyways, this smells good. This smells like why there might be a pop can on the front.
Oh.
Although the pop can has the lid open and it's like puffing smoke, which I suppose it's supposed to be like a flowing drink.
Could it be like a fun dip type of situation?
I'm really hoping that's the case.
So I'm one of the people that
Whoa.
I'm a big fan of bottle caps, which I know is a bit of a divisive candy because it's pop flavors, right? But I really, I've always, ever since I was a kid, liked bottle caps. And I've had them in recent years. It's not like I've got a healthy diet of bottle caps in my life, but I like bottle caps. And so if it's soda flavored, I would like it.
It is generally soda flavored. I don't know what this white substance is.
Well, then you should probably keep eating it.
Naturally. We should definitely keep going. Balu just sent us the link for, I assume, where he bought this.
Oh, you know what? No, he's probably sending us. It's to the box subscription that I was talking about earlier, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Balu, this looks about correct. Gosh, it's so expensive. $32 a month. Good night.
I like this. That sounds healthy. He said, I didn't buy that.
Pocky. I love Pocky.
I don't know what that is.
But you know what Pocky is?
No.
No, you have to know what Pocky. You just, the name is probably not ringing a bell, but they're like the sticks they're like the crunchy sticks that are covered in either chocolate or strawberry or whatever.
Yeah, I think though that they're not called Pocky. I think they're called something in English.
I've only ever known them to be called Pocky.
Okay.
Like Pocky, I think is a brand.
John, you just said yesterday that you knew what Pocky was. Maybe I'm just not like. Maybe why are we talking about this so much? Let me hang on. Let me Google it.
Pocky is it's see.
Okay.
No,
I know what Pocky is. Got it.
Yeah.
I did not know that that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Pocky.
I bought some for him. That's why. Yeah, I didn't know it was called Pocky, but I'm down.
Love it. It's in the fridge.
Yep.
Does our fridge yet?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so it's fridging again.
It is. It was frozen over, so we had to do something about that.
There's a garden veggies version of the Pocky in the cabinet for you to try. Okay.
It doesn't sound like something that I would enjoy, but I could be wrong.
I'm the guy that, like, if there's a spread that you grab food for dinner and there's vegetables in that spread, that's the one thing I'm not grabbing. I'm gonna die by the time I'm 40 and I'm already 35. I'm screwed. I don't eat vegetables.
That sounds delightful. Whoops.
It's like people that drink vegetable juice
willingly.
Ugh.
I only do that at Christmas.
You want to see Clay try that one on next week's stream? I mean, all right, it's fine. All I heard was I want to see Clayton work at home again next week, and I'm down. That sounds great.
Because we don't have another studio in the office. Now you're putting a studio together at your house, right?
Yeah. So snag on that.
I was going to say, it sounds like there's an excuse coming here.
Well, I had some existing piping with electrical in it.
Yeah.
And I was going to snake my Ethernet through that piping,
Mm-hmm.
but it's clogged because there's too many electrical cables in there. So I literally have to dig a trench and install new pipe.
Oh, dear.
So I'm buying PVC and all that. But the problem is, in order for me to get the PVC out to the garage, I have to go around the other pipe, and the total length now has increased by about 20 feet. So the 100-foot Ethernet cable that I have isn't going to work. So I need to buy a 150-foot Ethernet cable.
Yikes.
And I need to make sure it's rated for outdoor use and all this stuff and everything. And so I've got to snake it through my basement. I've got to dig a trench, bury it underground, get it out to the garage, snake it through the wall, hook up a brand new Ethernet port with it.
None of this sounds legal.
It actually, what's interesting is the original idea was illegal. Putting your Ethernet cable, well, not illegal, but it goes against code. So I guess illegal in that sense. What I'm doing now is actually the legal way of doing it. Ethernet cable needs to have its own access box and its own PVC piping. It can't be piped with electrical. It goes against code.
Well, you wouldn't necessarily want to put it next to electrical anyways, because you're going to get interference. You're going to drop packets and stuff.
That's why I'm getting shielded cable it's got built-in protection from that kind of stuff and all that. So
Cat 6A, Cat 7, what are you doing?
Cat 6, I think. Cat 6A is just so much more expensive.
Yep.
And I don't need the speeds. And so I'm going to do Cat 6, and it's, I think, for 150 feet. I found some that's rated outdoor, that's shielded. It's not CCA cabling, so it's not crap. It's not going to kink on me and all that.
Yeah.
And I think it was $60 for 150 feet. You could find spools of it for like $180 and all that, but I don't need a spool of cable.
You probably don't need 1,000 feet of cable.
No. And so the frustrating thing is most websites that sell these patch cables in predetermined lengths cap out at 100 feet.
Yep.
Almost all of them. And so what I was running into is I either have a cable that's probably 20 to 30 feet too short because it needs to be a little over 100 feet, or I have to buy a spool.
And then crimp your own, right?
Yeah, then crimp my own. So I don't want to spend $200 on cable that I'm not going to use 80% of.
Right.
That's
the difference between you and me.
The good part of buying the spool, I just don't have the money to buy the spool.
Yeah.
Is that I would make two of them. So if one of them failed, and I would snake both of them underground at the same time.
Yep.
So if one of them failed ever, I would have a backup on site, right? Like ready to go. That's probably the smarter way of handling it. I just really don't have $200 to spend on.
Well, what you do is you just run a pull cable through it when you do the first one. So if something happens, you have a pull cable that goes through, and then you can pull the secondary one and then another pull cable. So
I see.
Just feed one through, tie up twine on one end, something strong rope, but like an inexpensive rope, and then just pull it through with the snake. And now you have a pull cable that goes through. So if you have to replace it, you tie it on the end of the pull cable and another pull cable and pull that through.
Smart.
Yeah. Then you don't have to spend the extra money on the cable.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Redundancy is probably also worth considering because you could get a computer, I mean, maybe you already have one that has 2 NIC ports, and then you're pulling down twice as much data because you get 2 IP addresses.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, you are going to stream out of there.
Oh yeah, so that's the thing is, because Caitlin's like, why can't we just do Wi-Fi? I'm like, one, it's a detached garage.
Yeah.
Even outside of streaming, I'm barely going to get 10 megs if I get good mesh networks out of this, because you're going through 2 outdoor walls.
Correct.
And then through another indoor wall, because my room is built inside the garage, so Wi-Fi is just not an option.
Right.
So I actually, on your recommendation, John, I have it sitting right here.
Hey yo,
I bought 2 of these.
All right.
And I tested them,
Yep.
and they're great. They work really well. And this thing is amazing because our standard Wi-Fi in the house went from, I don't know, 130 megs down, and the second I hooked this thing up, I was getting 300 plus megs down. Like it drastically increased our speeds, which is great. And so I'm going to have one of these running through the house, and then I'm going to have the Ethernet cable going from this underground into a second one in the garage, which this will then output Wi-Fi there, and then have another cable going from this to my computer. Voila.
Yep.
So that's the idea.
all doable.
Yeah,
I do that.
Just
I have a system in my basement. So like the system comes in the living room and I have it go to one of those, and then I mesh it downstairs to the basement, which is literally just one floor down. So it's very little interference between the two. And then I output that into a switch that's in my network, because I have a network cabinet in my house because I'm that guy. Goes into my network cabinet, gets split off into a switch that's there, and then it supplies internet for anything that's downstairs in the basement.
Gotcha.
The idea was that I was going to be building kind of a quiet room down there, either a theater or a place to record, and having it dead silent. And so I wanted to have all the Ethernet stuff coming into that cabinet, but I ended up not doing that. So now I just have like an overkill system in the basement. And same thing with upstairs too. It's all the same. It's all designed the same, because I don't have a conduit. I don't know why new houses don't do this these days, but my house is only like, I don't know, 15 years old, maybe 20 years old. Why they don't run just a conduit that goes from the basement up to the third floor, and like with a patch panel on the wall, so you could run cables if you needed to. But it's all locked off, and it's all double studded, and everything's so stupid. It's like there's no way to pass a cable from the basement to the ceiling. So,
well, and so for me, I have two options. I can run from building to building and have it probably be about maybe 15 feet of cable suspended in the air. And if it's made for outdoor use, it's totally fine. There's plenty of cable, and that's weatherproof and all that.
Right.
The issue is getting the cable into the attic and then out of the house without having cable just like on your wall, going up the wall. And so I just ultimately, I was like, I just think I would rather drill a hole in the floor over here by the access box that I can cover up with flooring, go through the basement and snake it along the studs in the basement, dig a hole in my backyard, throw it underground. Nobody ever knows it exists. Except for me. I would rather do it that way, I think. Instead of working in an attic and then drilling a hole 25 feet in the air on the side of my house, and then having a cable just suspended. I don't know. It just feels
you'd have
like
to cover it somehow anyway.
It just feels like the wrong thing to do. I would just rather have it be underground. So, and it'll be in an access, but the way that this will work is it'll be in an access box and in PVC pipe. No cable will be exposed to the outdoors at all.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I like the closed PVC pipe stuff. If you're coming into your basement with the PVC, then you'll have to seal off that hole that you make. Like typically with electrical, comes along the ground, goes under the ground, and then it comes up and then into the house. And so like water and stuff isn't going to run along the pipe and come into the house because it's gravity, right? So it comes along the ground and then goes up the wall a little bit and then in.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, that keeps the water
for
the most part out.
In the back of the house where I'm putting the access box, there's actually a cement blocks.
Yeah.
And then there's a wall above the cement blocks. I'm putting the access box coming out of the wall, and then the pipe will snake down and around, basically down it's just going to go down about a foot and then over about 2 more feet and then into the ground is what I'm doing. So yeah, I shouldn't have an issue with water or anything like that. I've talked to a couple guys at Home Depot about what I should do, and one of them sounded very knowledgeable. The other sounded like he was guessing, that's always great. That's always the best. Oh yeah, I mean, probably that would work. Like, dude, I know it would probably work. That's why I have the idea.
He doesn't want you to come back and be like, so I did everything you said. And
right. But then dude, look for the old grumpy guy at Home Depot. That dude knows everything.
Yeah, and he's been there for an age.
He's been there forever.
Yep. He's there for the discount.
Yep. That guy. Like, hey, I'm looking to do this. He's like, you don't want to do that. You want to do this. And then he like goes to the right aisle, picks the right part.
Right.
It's like, this is what you want.
This is what you need.
5 of these. I'm like, all right. And then like the old guy at Home Depot is like, don't buy our cable. Our cable's terrible. I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, that's honesty for you.
Yeah, he was great. I mean, he was awesome. So I don't know. And John, I don't know if you have, this is a good thing to talk about on the stream anyway. You should talk about this earlier. I don't know if you have a recommendation in terms of like brand, but the only brand I could find that wasn't CCA cabling on Amazon was Gear IT. They're the only ones I could find that doesn't just sell spools of the stuff. So I don't know. Seem to have good reviews.
Yeah, I see the installs and stuff that I've done. I've always bought like boxes of cables, so spools basically.
Yeah.
But they put the cabling in the box. They put it around in circles, and then they stick the end out. So it's like what we have here in the office to make cables. But that's what I've ever bought. That or actual spools where you take a metal bar and you put all the spools on the metal bar and you prop it up, and then you pull the cables there and they all roll off at the same time. I did a couple of projects, one in Port Huron and one in Troy that way, where we did like mass installs for offices and whatever, and that worked pretty well, just like it was an after work gig and weekends, but it worked pretty well. It was a lot of work and if you know what punching down is, basically in the back of a patch panel you could punch the cables down, and that takes forever, but it was a good gig. But I only usually buy the spools because then I'm the guy that likes to have the 980 feet left over from his install in a box in my garage, so I've got 2 boxes of cable in my garage, and then we have one here that I'm pretty sure is mine, but maybe not. I think it's green, so it's probably BirdDog. Anyway.
Yeah, probably. But I actually have some cable that you gave me, and I'm going to use that for my garage because it won't be outside.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
yep.
But
I mean, if you put it in the ground in a PVC pipe, your Cat 5 or E or 6 will probably get you by. But if you want to do it for like assurances, then absolutely get something that's at least pre-molded and it's quality controlled and tested and whatever, because then you don't have to do it again in 3 years when it stops.
That's exactly my thing. Is I wanted something that was shielded because I know generally where the piping is for the electrical, but I can't guarantee the route, but the route is pretty logical as to where it very likely is.
Right.
And so I know it's going to cross over the piping that has the electrical in it at some point, but it's not going to be run parallel, and it won't be near it for more, I think, than maybe 10 feet.
Right.
And so but still, I didn't want to get interference that way. So I'm getting shielded cable for sure for the outdoor stuff.
Nice.
Running cables is it's so stressful.
Once you get it all done and
it'll
pull the cable through, it'll be fine. But yeah, preparing for it is kind of a pain. Okay, we should probably go back to work. So
yeah,
hey, thanks for jumping in, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Everybody, have a good day.
Always. Yeah,
I'm gonna hop off. I'll let you kind of sign off without me. Do your thing.
Good. No.
Talk about your corn or whatever.
I'm not eating that.
Okay.
Oh, you mean this thing? Yeah, I'm not eating that. This was good. This little bowl of ramen was all right.
Yeah, normally it's
pretty powerful stuff, and this is definitely tastes like a Coke type.
You've eaten the whole thing pretty much, so
almost all the powder is pretty much gone. I shouldn't say Coke because we just said this looks like
Coke.
But anyways, like a soda.
Maybe I'll be on next week and eat whatever Brayton tells me to.
Sounds good. We'll look forward to it.
Everybody have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.
Take it easy, man. Thanks.
Bye.
All right, folks. Well, that's it for us. Thanks for dropping by and keeping the chat going today. We will, I see several, hey, become famous comments, and Nightbot is taking care of those, but unfortunately they do show up in the chat. So whatever. Anyways, yeah, we will definitely be back on Tuesday. That's the plan. We're coming up on the weekend already, which is great. And we're looking to get a bunch of stuff done before we're finished here in the next couple of days. So hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're taking care of yourself. And we will get to see you in a couple of days. Like I said, Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time is the plan. And I'm just going to stop my screen share. There we go. And yeah, that's the plan. We'll be back. Bring your NDI questions. The whole point is just to be available for people to chat with us. So if you have questions, if you have sales questions, Monte was on earlier, which was great to see him. He's at InfoComm in Vegas. right now, and it's bright and early over there. But also, Clayton, or Senseless, as his gamer tag is, he joined us as well. And so it's always good to have a chat with those guys, put some faces to names, give you guys some exposure to that. So hopefully you enjoyed the show, and you'll be back on Tuesday or Thursday of next week to hang out with us again at 11 Eastern time. Take care of yourselves. Be good, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.